Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Gary Bond, and I'm a cognitive psychologist from Eastern New Mexico University. I'm going to talk today about your public service announcement project that you're going to be working with my students on, okay? I have 2 online social psychology courses, and Miss Cueto is going to be working with the list that I sent of students who are in those classes, and she's going to divide you guys up into groups with them, okay? So Miss Cueto will tell you what group you're in, and we'll proceed with this project when all the groups have been formed, okay? And hopefully we can get this started by September the 1st. All right, now on Google, I've just typed in public service announcement, and you can see several entries that you can look at and kind of view some of these PSAs to see what they look like. Generally, they're about 30 seconds or 1 minute in length. And so, you know, I think the first thing you probably want to do is look to Google and find a few of these and just view one and see what they look like. All right, so I'll just click on one of these, and let me turn up my volume a little bit on the computer. Okay, and let's see what they look like. This is from the CDC, which is the Center for Disease Control here in the United States.
Flu can be very serious. Everyone 6 months and older should get the best available flu protection, a flu vaccine, every year. Hashtag Fight Flu. Learn more at cdc.gov/flu.
All right, you can see that that's a really short one. That was 15 seconds long. You can see that they have graphics. They sometimes have people in them, and so you want to look and see what those look like. Here's one on the flu in Spanish, and I'll try to play that one and we'll see what it looks like.
La influenza o gripe es una enfermedad contagiosa que puede afectar a cualquiera. Cada año miles de personas tienen que ir al médico o ser hospitalizadas, y algunas mueren por complicaciones de la influenza. Los expertos médicos recomiendan la vacunación anual contra la influenza en todas las personas de 6 meses de edad en adelante. La vacuna ha sido usada de forma segura por cientos de millones de personas. Vacúnese ahora para protegerse a usted, a su familia y su comunidad.
All right, and that seemed to be a real formal one, right? You had a human in that public service announcement, and he was speaking with some music in the background, and so it seemed to be pretty effective. All right. Okay, let's go over the guidelines for the project now. Okay, it says public service announcement for social psychology. You'll work in groups for this assignment. These groups are pre-assigned by the professors, and Jackie will be in charge of assigning the groups, and I've already sent her, as I said, the names of the students in my classes. Okay, so we hope to start this by September the 1st. Okay, it says before starting the project, contact each other through email and arrange a convenient time and day to get together on some app. Okay, here in the US we can use Microsoft Teams, and I'm not sure about in Mexico. Let's see, I did use Teams though with Jackie a few weeks ago, and so it should be available to you as well. That's a good app to use to kind of get to know each other. Or I think students in our classes last year used WhatsApp to get to know each other and work. Okay, so you want to introduce yourself to the other members of the group and get to know each other. That's really important because you start to trust each other, and and depend on each other for the project, okay, to be successful. Figure out how often you will meet, and I would advise that you meet at least for one 30-minute group meeting per week. You know, that's the minimum, okay? You might want to meet for an hour every week, but then you can check with each other and see how the progress is going, and figure out who will be responsible for each part of the project. And again, it says you'll need to depend on each other and trust each other for the project to be successful. All right, so think and talk about what social justice issue is important to people in both Mexico and America, okay? Is there one that's common in both countries? And decide on one issue, okay? One social justice issue that you'll work together on in your first or second group meeting. Maybe the first meeting you just want to introduce yourselves and get to know each other and, you know, talk about your lives. And then in maybe the second group meeting you start talking about what social justice issue is important, okay? All right, it says your group will come up with a concept. You'll write, plan, and film the public service announcement that focuses on a social justice issue and solutions to the problem. Your group will write, direct, and produce the PSA. And it says use the guidelines below to begin to conceptualize either a 30 or 60-second spot, okay? All right, it says answer the following questions to begin. You want to know what your target audience is going to be. Who are you going to show this PSA to? Who do you want to reach with the message? Okay, so think about the target audience. Number 2, what is the message? What is my message? What do I want the viewer to understand after they watch the PSA? Number 3 is an action step. What is the call to action? What are you asking people to do? What do I want the viewer to do? How can the viewer help to solve the problem? All right, and number 4, the significance of the issue to the public. Why is this social justice issue important to the public? Required components of the group project. Make a written description of the PSA, answering the questions 1 through 4, which were in that previous section, right? You want to make or use any other information in your answers of those questions, and then you'd want to do some social psychological research about the issue or the population the PSA addresses or serves. Okay, what ideas from social psychology can you use to persuade the public about the issue? All right, persuasion is very important in social psychology because you can change attitudes, right? And so you want to answer the question, how can you change attitudes through persuasion? And you should do some research on that. All right, it says create a shot list and a storyboard, and you'll have to look up those concepts to see what those are before filming, okay? And you can film these either on a cell phone camera or a video camera, or if your school has some kind of equipment, you might be able to access that equipment for this project. It says a shot list gives a written description of the shots you were planning, the locations, the actions, the objects, and the actors, okay? A storyboard is a visual representation of the different shots, okay? And those can just be stick figures in the order that they appear in the finished work. So how are you going to schedule each of the different shots and what will happen in each of those different shots, okay? You'll have to figure that out. And it includes compositional information like a close-up, pan, wide shot, etc., as well as what kind of audio you're going to have on the PSA. So if there's going to be narration, or if you're going to have music or something like that, then you need to write that into the shot sketches, okay? The storyboard. You know that music is very powerful. And so if you're thinking about, I don't know, let's just say you have an elderly woman walking along in a park somewhere, right? And now if you put some sad music over that video, you're going to engage people to have some kind of emotion, right? And so it might create kind of a sad sense for people, or a sad emotion for people, okay? In horror movies, the scary movies that you watch, they often have some kind of, a person walking or doing something, and then they have some really vibrant, kind of scary music in the background to create an emotion of fear in people, right? So music can be really effective in these public service announcements. All right, the next point here, it says if there's narration, in other words, somebody's going to say something over, the video, then you want to time your script by reading it aloud with a stopwatch or with a timer on your cell phone. Okay, like I said, PSAs are 30 or 60 seconds in length, usually. And so you want to be able to edit the video in either Windows Movie Maker or something similar that you can get for free, okay? And in that you can, add in audio over the video. All right, after making the shot list, the storyboard, and the script, you want to film the PSA and edit it, okay? Your group's PSA, along with an in-depth description of the social psychological dimensions of the approach, descriptions of those points 1 through 4 here. Do you remember those? Okay. And a conclusion will be included in your final group presentation, okay? So you're going to show the actual PSA, and then you're going to have these other points in the final group presentation. It says every member of the group must present equally in those final group presentations, and those will be due in December, okay? We'll set the date and we'll let you know when they will be due, the final day, okay? So everyone has to contribute equally and everybody has to present equally in these presentations. At the end of the work, you'll be asked to rate all the other members of the group in terms of their contribution to the project, okay? Their work effort, their attendance in group meetings, and the quality of their work. A scale will be provided by myself and Ms. Cueto to all members of the group near the end of the semester for these ratings. All right, so that'll be part of your grade as well. All right, if you have any questions, you want to email either myself, Gary Bond at enmu.edu, or Jackie, and there's her email address, and you can contact either one of us and we'll answer your questions, okay? All right, so it was good to see you in this short video, and hopefully we're going to have some very exciting public service announcements at the end of the semester from you. So we're looking forward to these. And this is an interesting collaborative group project between my students and Jackie's students. All right, thank you. Take care.